Hey, Ohio. I was reading, I was going to read this, but this title um made my head hurt because I'm thinking 200,000 borrowers get $6 billion in forgiveness. I'm just, I tried to do the math on my calculator, but apparently, unless I switch it to the right side, the calculator doesn't do 6 billion. I can go up to 600 million. That's 6 million. Okay, that's 6 billion divided by 200,000. Oh, if this math is correct, that's $30,000 per borrower. Wow. Sadly, if I happen to be one of those 200,000 borrowers, which I'm sure I won't be, um, I will still owe about 12,000 in student loans. I have mixed feelings about that though, because I don't think people who got a degree in something that's pretty stupid, that that's not gonna, like a master's in gender studies, you know, you should have known this is a degree that's not gonna get you any real money. So to expect student loan forgiveness for this seems asinine. But then again, I got my degree in exercise physiology, and I'm only realizing now after the fact. And in my defense, I didn't think this was going to be an issue, but most places that hire personal trainers don't give a damn about your degree. They truly do not. They don't care if you have a master's in exercise physiology. All they want to know is that you hold a current certified, nationally accredited certified um, certification. So, NASM, ACSM, ACE, whatever, one of those accredited certifications, and with some years of experience. And of course, you physically fit the bill. Um, that's all they really care about. And I had no idea. If I had known that, I would not have put myself in $40,000 of debt to get that degree. I would have probably tried to get a different degree and just gotten my certification. Not to say that I didn't learn stuff when I was in school, but unfortunately, it wasn't worth, 40 plus $1,000 and being in debt. What I learned, I probably could have learned if I did an internship at a couple quality gyms. So, yeah, um, it's an unfortunate reality. But I didn't know beforehand that that would be the issue. Whereas if you majored in underwater basket weaving, well, you know, you should know by then that this is not a degree that's going to get you any kind of money. Anyways, this is Vix. I wanted to zoom out and show. Let's see if I can do it without the aftermarket nonsense. So I found this channel that only formed with these three touches here, and for almost the entirety of March and April, this channel was not touched at all. We only focused on the bottom portion of the channel. But then we had a little pullback towards the end of April, and we touched here, and then rallied. And now we're back at this center channel here, which now I can show. We had a little bounce there, and we came under, and here we are now, I guess, hovering above this daily. I suspect today's going to be a really tough day to trade. Let's go to ES and zoom it out a bit to 1030. Nope, I guess we gotta go back even further. Let's just zoom all the way out. So I saw a megaphone forming before, but I didn't know if it was legit, and Adam Mancini confirm this is a legit megaphone. And remember the process with a megaphone after it's been formed. The third test usually must break out or it's going to be a hard rejection. I don't know if this qualifies as 1, 2, 3. So I don't know if I can use that rule now because we've already had our third rejection. But we did have a bounce here, clearly. And I wish I had seen this megaphone before. This is where it would be a good spot to take it long. I need to trust in my instincts in seeing these shapes because I thought I saw it before, but back then Adam Mancini had the channel here, and that's what I was using. He still actually has it on his chart. I don't know why I removed it here, but in any case, this is our full rally. There is a chance we might push harder because I believe 4181 is currently support. So there's a chance. It was 4186 and we lost that. But in any case, this trend line here, there is a chance we can bounce between here, 4181, and push higher to the top of the megaphone. Maybe. That's about 4205, 4206. We may even push even higher to this level here. I believe it's really more like 42. I don't trust this trend line because it's thinkorswim. But I believe we could go as high as 4220, 4225 either today or at some point this week. It's possible. However, at this point we're extended and there's a very good chance that we're gonna have a quick sell-off. And if we do, hold on, sorry. If we do, a likely bounce would be either here, more likely here, and I think if we keep it above 4122, bulls are in control. If we drop below this weekly level, I think bears are able to take control at this point, and if bears can push this down to the megaphone and we lose this megaphone, it's big selling from there. So I tried my best to translate this over onto SPY. Sometimes I wonder if I should just check off the hold on. I could sometimes do, there's a thing you can check off to get rid of this gray aftermarket pre-market section, but the problem is when you do that you lose, you don't get to see the price action here, if that makes sense. It all gets cut out, and to me you don't really get a full picture story of what's going on. I just don't like that. Alright, so same megaphone here. We had our bounce here. Rejected here, bounced here, and now we're at an inflection point. And again, we could make it as high as 418, or maybe even a little bit higher. We could probably hit 419. I probably should. What does this say? 4205, yeah. We probably can go higher, but unfortunately I would just be guessing where these lines are. I suspect this one might be 4220. Why did I make that white? It's not weekly, it's not. So yeah, I think this is as high as we might get, 419. Switch back to a 515. So yes, our current support should be 4118. remember I had set this to the dot, 417.5 on Friday. You remember? I made sure instead of just putting the 4187 or 4185, I put it to the very penny to make sure, because I wanted to experiment, and I even put the date. So this is on Friday because I wanted to experiment and see what's going on. Why is it that the levels I put on SPY seem to be off by like $5-10 a week or two down the line? So we're currently on ES. I'm going to increase the size of ES, my other chart. We're at 4183.75 right now. This is 4185.75. 4184. Let's go down to the very minute on both charts. 4183.75. So it may be accurate. Up here is 4185.75. So let's see if that changes down the line this week. I don't know. So I guess the plan is if we stay above 418, I think 4178 would be good. If we can stay above here, if demand is formed, retested, and we start to rally, then I go long. Targeting, I guess, 418 on SPY. I still can't believe I sold early again last week. And Adam Mancini's newsletter made me feel slightly better in that he said, and he's reiterated this many times in his newsletter, and it's I'm glad he has the patience to say things ad nauseum so that hard-headed people like me can finally get it in their thick skulls that you can't always, well, actually Adam Mancini says it's impossible. It is impossible to catch the bottom and sell the top. The only thing you can hope for is to catch 10 to 20% of the move. If you can do that on a consistent basis, you're doing well. Still, I don't think 55 to 66 or whatever it is I got is 50% of the move of this entire thing. I mean, 10%. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. This went from 39 to 300 and almost 39. So let's say this is a $300 increase, and I couldn't even begin to think of how to calculate this as a 10% move. I would think if you can get in at 40 and then sell at 70, then that's 10%, right? That's $30 of this entire move. I don't know if I'm doing the math right here. I mean, 10% of a 300% move is 30%. So I guess if you wherever you get in here, you should at least make 30% on your investment, and I didn't. I got in at 55 and I sold at 65. Is that 30%? No, it's not. No, that's like I don't know. I really don't know. I'm my brain's not mathing right now. I mean, 10% of 55 is $5.05. So if I made $13 that day, then I made a little over 10%. So still not even. If I had sold when I got in at 55, if I had sold at 85 or something, then yeah, that would make sense. That's 10% of the move. But I didn't get that. So although I don't know if he's considering that 10% move to include only the original position and the initial sell, or if he's including, holding his runners, letting those run. but I don't think so. I think he's talking about the main investment. So I don't know. But then again, he got in on Wednesday and he's just been scaling out since. So I don't know if he's talking about himself or other traders. Um, but anyways, let's focus. SPY. Jesus Christ, I always do this. All right, so let's shoot for 418. We really are not, we haven't gained anything since Friday, so theta has probably kicked in over the weekend. So this may open up worth about $35, $40, maybe a little bit lower. Man, I so wish I could have gotten better results on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, because I may need to take some money out of this account to help pay the rent. But at the same time, I don't care if I'm a few days late paying the rent, because I'm so fed up with losing sleep every single morning, because the sun shines through the window so much, so brightly, that it hurts to open my eyes in the morning. And when you close your eyes, I don't know if I'm sure you've done this, you've closed your eyes in a very bright area or with a bright light shining on your eyes. So when you close your eyes, instead of seeing black, you're seeing like red, because obviously you're seeing the blood of your eyelids. And it's just frustrating. Come to think of it, I haven't enjoyed just having a normal window with blinds since March of 2022. So it's been over a year. I mean, that's how irresponsible of a landlord this guy is. Although, let me rephrase that. From March to August of 2022 is when they did the construction, which was a miserable experience in of itself. But from August of 2022 until now, we're now in May of 2023. So that's well over 6 months. I mean, we're just a few months away from it being a year. Less than a few, 3 months away, it'll be a year that I've had foil paper on my window, and this guy refuses to come and put the blinds up. But now he's going to do it, supposedly, but only because he wants to sell the unit. So it's to his benefit. That's why he wants to do it. That's just so frustrating. So no, I don't have any real sympathy for paying the rent late by a few days. In any case, I should zoom out and see if there's a bearish thing setting up, but I don't see anything. Not on the 30. I don't really, this certainly isn't a bull flag though. This doesn't look like a clean bull flag like we had here. This was a clean bull flag and a clear breakout of that flag. But I think if this thing is going to bounce, it likely will bounce at 4178. Assuming this really is even 4178, I don't know. I predict when the bell rings, we're going to have a fake spike up, like it's going to rally, and then this is going to sell hard. We may even drop below 4178 and then quickly recover. I think ideally a safe long would be if we dropped to 4155 and then recovered. But then again, now that I've said all that, it's quite likely that the bell rings and this thing just rallies all the way up. Since we're so close to the bell, I'm just going to hold off here. Let the video keep running and just see what happens for the first like 15 minutes. Though after 2 days of hard rallying, except we had this rejection here, and I'm still upset at myself about not catching this rejection. I knew it was going to pull back at some point, and it did. And I got in. I did get back in, but unfortunately, I got in somewhere in here, and we created a demand and retested it perfectly. So I should have gotten in here and let it run, but I didn't. And I forget which other, I'm not going to look at it now, but I had changed my strike price from 413 to 415, I think, and I got in at 29 and sold at 30 to just break even and get the commission back, or pay for the commission. But I think if I had held, I could have made, I think it was $50 or $60. I don't remember how high it would have gotten. Oh, let me show trading view. And then I'm going to read Adam Mancini's tweet if I have time. So, oh my god, dude. Let's do 4 hour and then zoom in. So this area has multiple confluences of trend lines. This is the megaphone. This is a trend line from earlier, before, whatever. But I think this area is going to be an area where we may likely reject. If we pull back, we can pull back probably as far as here, and bulls will still be in control. But if we drop below this, then I think, we're in selling territory. Let me switch this back to a 15. And now let's read Adam Mancini's tweet. Let's see if we can pull it up in less than 30 seconds with Twitter. Actually, it's fast today. On Friday, 412832 was my buy zone strong support for squeeze, day number 2, and after a 60-point squeeze, ESF now basing for longs, tighten stops further now. Plan today, 4181, 4172 key supports. Alright, I don't know where 4172 is. I have to look this up. Where are we? As long as 4172 lowest holds, 4202 remains in play. 4172 fails, we dip to 4155, 4133. Okay. Let's see if we can figure out where 4172 is. Actually, I know where it is exactly. It's where I have my weekly on ES, and it's right about here. We created this demand later in the day, which somehow I didn't even notice that demand form later in the day. Why did I not notice this? Or I might have been getting ready to go train this client, or I was busy with work. So this is the last ditch spot, 4172, where it has to hold. Well, that being the case, I would love to see it drop down below it and then recover. And if it does drop, I may have to change. But look, like I said, it's already beginning its little rally this morning. But I don't know if it's going to be a fake rally or what. We're at VWAP on both ES and SPY, and we've already broken past it. Well, not quite. Still cannot believe this formed a demand. I didn't notice it, but there was no real retest, or was there? 0.32. There was a retest right before the market closed. There it is, back to VWAP again. Looks like the bulls are trying to push past VWAP, and I think once it does, this may rally. I just realized that on the ES we rejected perfectly from this daily that I have here and formed a supply. There's part of me that's telling me to go ahead and just go long 5 options for the whole account at $20. It's almost like we have a point of equilibrium here. And in my experience, generally when we keep in the same area over a short period of time, eventually it's going to pop one way or the other. Like pressure's building up. I'm thinking I should risk at least $20 of my account just to see if it pops up. With a tight stop loss. If it doesn't go up, then so be it. Of course, right when I decide I want to go risk it is when it looks like it's going to finally pop. Of course, always when I decide to get in, it starts to push. Now watch it go back down to 20 where I originally wanted it to go. Now it's going to hit 19 and then it's going to hit 18. And now it's going to turn around completely because I'm in the trade. Yep. It's funny how it never fails. Ah, also, I forgot to mention we're trying to get below this daily on VIX. Now we're back below VWAP again. I guess now that I realize getting over 4200 is going to take a lot of work. Sort of a psychological level. I mean, if I'm long below here and I decide I'm thinking of a time to sell, I would think 4200 would be the point. We got as high as 4196 overnight. I think it's taking so long now for bulls to get this up. that we may end up having to fall and regroup, whatever, before it can push further up. We cleared the daily on the VIX. We dropped below it. We've cleared VWAP on both ES and SPY. If I had been smarter and patient and got an 18, that would be a much better position here. If we can at least make it up to this daily, well, first project of the day. We're approaching that daily rejection point on ES, and it looks like we're reaching some strong selling pressure. What I'd like to do is to get this to sell at 33, but I don't think that's going to happen. That's way up here. Let me zoom back out. This is 4190. This is not 4190 at all. So this is something else I need to edit. This is probably more like 4198. I'm going to put 97 for now because I'm not sure. Damn, if I had gotten in at 19 or 18. I know I keep having this $10 a day mentality, but I'd rather $10 a day profit than $10, $20 a day loss. Adam Mancini. Today my first support in ES was 4181 and clean technicals to begin, dipping to 4181.50 and squeezing 11 points. 4202 remain target, but traders should also be mindful of the April 18th high at 4198. Continue tighten stops if long. 4181, 4172 key supports for today. I may end up selling a little bit earlier than $10. Another interesting point of equilibrium. If I had stuck with my gut this morning and gone long with the full account, 5 at 20, could have sold 5 at 30, and then made 50 bucks and just been done. Increase the account size by 50% and call it a day. VIX is still slowly crawling down, but it looks like we're struggling to get this up, and bears are managing to push this down a little bit more and more. I'm going to exit at 24 just to get back the break even. I don't like being in profits and then going into negative. I'd rather just break even. Let's see if the bulls can turn it around and start to push. If we can break pre-market high of 4196 on ES, which is also the daily. We're at 4192 now. I realize now if we can get to 4196, this option should be worth about $40. 4193.5, 0.5.7. That's good enough for me. Did I get 34 or did I get 33? What was my sell? Oh, 30. Oh no, these are canceled. Filled. Maybe it's because I used a market sell. That's why it didn't tell me. And we just hit the daily, which actually is 4194. I'm sorry. I just realized. I'm glad I realized that now. My daily is at 4194.89. We did peak slightly above it pre-market to 4196. I probably should have set my sell at 35. I only made 9 bucks. I should have said this. Yeah, that's not good. I think I must have sold at 33 then. I was hoping to catch. Yep, there it goes. It's pushing a little bit higher. This is going to be another day where I'm mad at myself for selling early. But more importantly, I should have followed my gut this morning. My gut's been right often. I should have put 5 options at 20. And it looks like I could have even gotten in lower if I was patient and waited. And then sold those 5 at like 30 or 35. 15 times 5. That would have been pretty good. What is that? That's 75? No. Come on, think. 10 times 5 is 50. 5 times 5 is 20. Yeah, that would have been $75 profit if I had waited just a little bit longer. And there it is. We've broken past the when will I learn, man? I do the same thing every day. Every single day I do this. All right, we reached a key level I have on TradingView and a daily on Thinkorswim. So yeah, if I had gotten in 5 options at 20 and sold 5 at this 40, forget about 75. That would have been a 20 times 5. I would have made $100 today. Would have been $100 increase on my account if I followed my gut. I went long, strong, 5 options this morning. Oh well, I still have $80 left to trade, so let's see if something comes up later on today. It's possible we may pull back to VWAP and test that again. It's possible we may test 4181 again. And you know what? Let me make sure I mark this down. I have 4180, so we're at 4181.54. That's where this is. So I'm going to mark that down right now. $4181.54. I'm going to adjust the price level I have on my ES. Let's do that. I can't believe I sold at 33 and this thing's pushing it to 40. And I just got one option. No, not VIX, ES. Did I say 0.54? Hold on. $4181.5. I don't know why I put 5.4 on, or 5.2. 5.4, yeah. So it's 0.5. Anyways. Anyways. Once again, I got into too small of a position and I sold too early. Should have went long. What did I get in at 23? It was up here. I should have waited for a little bit of a pullback. Just had 5 options at 20. Got in then and set my sell at 40. Even 41. Actually made it to 41, yep. Would have paid for the commission as well. I made $100 today, but I could take that 100 out and put it in my bank account by tomorrow. Or should I not be hard on myself, guys? What do you think? I was profitable on Thursday and Friday. What confuses me though is I was at 75 last week. That's how low I got. Now I'm almost at 115. What confuses me is was that just between Thursday and Friday? It can't be. That doesn't make sense. That means I made, what is 115 minus 75? That's like $40, right? So either I've made $10 4 days in a row and didn't realize it, so it must have been Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and today. But I don't recall making any money Wednesday. I thought I lost money between Tuesday and Wednesday, actually. Alright, we made a new high today at 4197, followed by a quick rejection. I'm trying to think more positively in that if I wasn't doing, you know, $20, $50, instead of doing one options trades, if I had instead done 10, then instead of making 40 bucks these past few days, I would have made 400. But it's all relative, I guess. Another mistake I should have done, even if I was too nervous to do the entire count and buy 5 options, I should have been patient and bought at least 2 at 20. Then I could have sold 1 at 30, at least make 10 bucks, and hold the other one and sell that one at 40. So it'll be a 50% profit off of 40 bucks. Bears are doing a lot of effort to push this back below that daily. One thing's for sure though, if anyone's holding a position, I would definitely be wary about holding it beyond the megaphone. In fact, I'm almost wondering if this will be a good spot to take this short. I should put an alert at the megaphone. Let's do it on SPY's megaphone. In case I'm not paying attention. So yeah, it looks like we peaked at 42 for now, but this could very well turn around. Anyways, it's already been a very long video, so I'm gonna go ahead and start my project. I gotta contact a couple of judges, and I'll be back if something major occurs. Wait, I just wanted to show, I didn't show TradingView. I love TradingView. Look at our rejection. Exactly at this daily that I found in TradingView. And it wasn't even near it on pre-market. So this would be a good spot. If I was doing futures, I would have had my buy-in at 4181, as Adam Mancini mentioned, and we tested it post-market, I guess. What is this? Sunday, and bounced. So yeah, I don't know how much of a profit this would have been on futures. I guess you have to get multiple positions. But this is almost what, 4181 to 97. It's like an 11 point, no, 16 point, 15 point jump, which I don't think is bad on futures. In any case, the response from the bears isn't very strong, so this is probably going to push higher. Anyways, back to it. Alright, while I was on the judge's site, we had a quick sell-off here. Wow, imagine if you did not sell here. We dropped to $8. The quick recovery. We are still, we're still below VWAP on ES, but we are above it. I'm sorry. We're below VWAP on SPY, but we are above it on ES. But we did flush below both. VIX, we still are below that daily. But if bulls don't turn this around, we will have now formed, and again, this candle just started just a few minutes ago. But if bulls don't turn this around, we'll have formed a demand on VIX, and we all know what happens when a demand is formed on VIX. And we would have formed a supply, not the most cleanest looking one, on both VIX and ES. But it does look like the bulls quickly jumped in and recovered this. But I'm going to take this one off. I think if we do retest 4181, we should probably rally there. Should, might, may. No demand was formed though, either pre-market or otherwise. You know what? I bet you it did form in an hour. Hold on. You know what? Let me just look here. I don't know why I'm looking on the other screen. I can just look here with you. I'm just readjusting my other chart real quick. Hold on. Okay. Now let's check this out on a hour. No. It doesn't look like it was going to be in a 2 hour either. No. 3. No. Okay. It's just chopping sideways, so yeah, sorry. I thought I might catch a demand, but no. So it's possible it may bounce exactly at 4181, or it may flush below and then quickly recover. So let me readjust this to 4181 exactly. Looks like the bulls are doing a job though. They're turning it around. They're about to nullify that supply on VIX. I mean demand on VIX, which would be the first step. Then they have to push it up and nullify this very sloppy looking supply that had formed. Of course, the question I should be asking myself now is, shouldn't you take this long now if you think this is going to recover? Not as long as that demand is still there on VIX. And since as long as we're pushing down, that demand is going to grow at demand level. Anyways, I'll be back. Alright, I jumped in the shower really quick and just sat down and hold on, let me zoom this out. As I recall, we hit 41, we chopped back down, we're in the 20s, we came back up to the 30s. Interestingly, even though we made a higher high in this 15-minute candle, you can see we didn't, yeah, this is like $10 cheaper. But I remember this is what happens whenever we have a strong sell-off, that price needs to really rally to get this back to where it is. I forget what it's called. I think it has something to do with volatility, implied volatility. I don't remember. And it looks like this assignment I have is going to be a little bit more complicated than I thought. I need to review some things before I call these judges' assistants. On the 30, we formed a supply that it looks like we haven't quite broken through. Yeah, it looks like that same sloppy 15-minute supply that was formed, which still, let's see if it's still in effect. Yeah, I don't know if they're in the same spot. Let's see if they are. I'm gonna make it here. Yeah, it's right about the same spot. It looks like that's where we're rejecting right now. But what's odd though is that on the VIX we are you hear I'm clicking it. Is it the mouse? Is it Thinkorswim? Jeez. This level channel right here that we rejected from on Friday afternoon or morning, but then we broke through at the end. But we're breaking through it now, but it looks like it's a bit of an issue. But still, it looks to me like we're still dropping. The VIX is still going down. So that should be a good sign that we can go up higher. And we formed a demand right here. This is not 4198. That's like around 4194. So I gotta change that. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to find it. There it is. Okay. I have to see if this pulls back and this demand gets retested again to take this long again. And if it, did we form a demand on the 30? Yeah. So we formed a demand both on the 15 and the 30. So that means my chances of getting in here probably have already come and gone. But maybe we'll come back and test this again. Maybe we'll flush slightly below VWAP and test it again. I don't know. Bulls have done a good job of keeping it at or around VWAP whenever there's a little bit of a sell-off. So I'm going to put an alert here now, and I'm putting a bunch of alerts today. Actually, let's put this, yeah, this is SPY, okay, below. Let's go to the 10. This is 0.98. Yeah, I suppose this works. And I may have to go down to a 416. That's too much money. 417. Oh, look, this morning, if I had chose the 417 strike, instead of getting in at 20, if I had gotten a couple options at 40, look at that. That would have been a much better play. All right, looks like we're trying to break through the supply, and when it does, it's probably going to rally hard. Still a few minutes left before this candle closes. All right, I'll put an alert here if we get below 39, I guess. I don't know, totally arbitrary numbers. But now that the bulls have managed to push this above the supply, I don't think this is going to get back down again. This may end up becoming now a support zone. Hell, I probably should have gotten in here at 45 when it dipped down. Because if we can push back up to this area again, then this should get up to 65 at least. Anyways, let's stick to the plan. Let's see what happens when the next candle forms if we dip back down for a retest of the demand zone. Sometimes I have to stop putting alerts and just going right ahead and just putting in the what did I put my alert at? 38? Was it 38? 0.385, marked below 39. So it came down to 39, went down to 37, and then quickly bounced up. So I got my retest. This thing actually came down almost to where I had this alert. It didn't set this one off though, but it came down enough that this became $37 and then turned around. So if instead of just putting up an alert, if I actually put in a buy-in at 37, this would have went back down. I don't know for sure if I would have been filled, and now I'll be up $10. Probably it's gonna break above this too. Yep, there it is. So if I had gotten in at 37 and just held, this is probably gonna get 57 very soon. What I was hoping was that it would still chop under here until the next candle, and then we'll come down, retest, and then we'll rally. But obviously that's not what's happening. I just want to see what happens with the next candle when this one closes, but I also want to finish up this project here. New candle formed. What I want is for this to pull back a little bit, retest the demand, and then we work our way up. Problem is, I don't think that's going to happen. We're precariously close to that daily level I have on my trading view chart. Yeah, damn it, if I had gotten in down here, man. $37 to $57. That would have been nice. There it is. There's the push. Wow. And on TradingView, we've broken past that daily. Hell, I said 57. This is going to hit 67. And we got as high as 4199.25. And again, 4200 is going to be a psychological level. That's probably where a bunch of sell orders are going to be. Or the cautious ones will have it just below. So yeah, I should have put my buy-in somewhere. I should have put a buy instead of an alert at 39, maybe 38, and let this thing run. Oh well, all right. Okay, so yeah, I was right. The demand had been formed, and I noticed whenever the demand is formed on both 30, the 15, and the 30, I generally don't tend to get a retest. It came down just about to VWAP, and I should have just put a buy in here. And yeah, we've now broken past this level, 4197. We've broken past the psychological level of 4200. And on VIX, we've broken below this channel here. Now we've made a new low for the year on VIX. And I could have gotten back in here. I mean, hell, I had enough money where I could have gotten two options at 40 if I wanted to really play it safe and hold on to both of those until we got to our, I think Adam Mancini's ultimate target today is 4202, I think it was, and he did tweet, so let me mention his tweet. I don't know if this was it because Twitter. Okay, this was 8 minutes ago. Straightforward technicals in ES. 4202 was target this morning off 4181 support. We tested 4181.5 and nearing 4202 now. As I've said for days, little to do but trail stops on longs and keep riding until it ends, which you can do on futures because, you know, they expire months down the road. With my trading strategy, doing ODTEs, I can't do that. So there's more to his tweet. Hold on. 4212, 4220, heavy resistance above here. 4187 and 4181 now supports. So, yeah. When we had this pullback here, I should have gotten in because, again, whenever I see a 30-minute and a 50-minute demand form in the same level, generally there's not going to be much of a retest. And we hit 4201.5 on the dot. I would have probably sold earlier if I had gotten in a couple options at 38. I think 39 was what I set it at. So if I had gotten in a couple options, let's say it's 40 just to make the math easier. Knowing me, honestly, I probably would have sold at 50 or 60 just to be happy to get some of that move. So yeah, I'm a little upset that I didn't jump in here. You know, what could I do? So now, as you can see, we started a new candle a few minutes ago, and we're making a very clean supply I believe Adam Mancini said 4187 is now support. But I'd rather just stick with the safer support of 4181. 4187 or 4181. I have a level on 4186. 4187 was the jump off point this morning, so this is about 4187 here. I'm going to adjust this. For 187. For 185.75. I don't know if that was the high. Forgot why I labeled that. Maybe that was the high of Friday. And VIX is still steadily going down. So yeah, that was my second chance to get in and make some decent money, and I didn't do it. So anyways, I'm getting really backed up on work. I have to step away from this for a while. Okay, I'm almost caught up and I'm starving. Look at this rejection, man. I should have put the work aside and taken this short. I should have. We reached 4201.5. 50 cents from Adam Mancini's 4202 target. I don't know how he does this. I wish he gave classes on how he finds his levels. It's amazing. It really is. But if he did that, then I guess people wouldn't subscribe to his newsletter. But hold on, I'm sorry. I need to plug in my iPad because it is dying. Didn't realize it wasn't plugged. I mean, he can charge for the classes, but the way he finds these levels, I have to figure out what is the significance of 4202. But anyways, so if you took a short there, let's hypothetically jump to a short, and let's say we shorted to 415. Wait, no, 16. We went in the money, or at the money. Look at that. Look at that. Could have gotten two options in the 30s, and if this thing fails 4185.7, this, what was the significance about that level? Okay, that's where we formed a strong supply on Friday, and then broke through it. Okay, so that strong supply level could be our support now. So let's say we sold here, we would be selling at, 90 something. That's still 60 bucks profit right there. That's not bad. And let's look at VIX. I may have to create a new level here or adjust the level of something here because, well, in any case, we formed a beautiful demand zone, clean, perfect demand zone on both. Again, I'm telling you, I wish I can create an algorithm that whenever a clean demand or supply zone is formed, on SPY and on VIX simultaneously, inverse from each other, obviously they would be, to take it in that direction. So obviously a demand on VIX, you would take it long. Supply on VIX, you would take it short on SPY. But a clean rejection and drop. Now we're testing this level again, but I'm not taking any trades today anymore. I mean, I didn't make much today. I mean, I made like $9 on, what is that, on my account increase? What is that, 5%? Good Lord, I hate Apple products, man. Stop telling me about your updates. I don't care. I've always wanted to make this YouTube video mocking Apple if Apple made a car. Can you imagine, like, there's this, you jump into a car, it's a high-speed chase, or not so dramatic, you're late for work, And you jump in your car and you're like, oh my God, I'm late for work. And you turn your car on, and then the whole windscreen, the whole windshield is has a little pop-up, and it says, um, your car needs an update today. Plug it in for an update. You need to plug your car in for an update. And you're like, no, no, I don't want to do the update, but it tells you, either to accept or whatever, and you hit accept, and then you have to put in your car passcode. And oh my God, if Apple made a car, it would be obnoxious, an obnoxious vehicle to drive. But yeah, this would have been a good short, a good short. What else? Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna pull up my Thinkorswim to look up what little crap I made. 8%. I increased my account 8% today. I did make exactly $10, but $1 goes into commission. That's why I usually try and sell. If I get in at $25, I try and sell at $36 to pay for the commission. But my opportunity to get in again was definitely here, from this move here to this move. And yeah, I could have taken a move from here to there too, and I didn't. So no, not Duolingo. Go to TradingView, please. So yeah, that was my mistake. On my TradingView though, we are bouncing right at a level. And I double triple checked my levels in TradingView. So I suppose one could take this long, but I just think it's too risky. There's not much of an edge right now for me. We're like in the middle of nowhere in VIX, and there's no surety this is gonna bounce. This may well fall even more. So yeah, that's a little update. Gonna step away and finally make myself some a smoothie for breakfast. You can see here it looks like we could be possibly forming a demand, but it keeps dropping and coming back up again. It's not looking very clean. As you can see here, sorry. And on the VIX, it did, as of right before I started making this video, this was coming down. Looks like we were forming a a supply in VIX, but as you can see now, that's turned around and going back the other way. There was a point where I actually thought about going long here, but I decided to wait until the candle close, which is about 3 minutes. But yeah, it's not looking too promising right now. We're still above that level I have as support on TradingView, but yeah, I wouldn't feel confident taking another long unless, say, for example, the VIX drops to this daily and then rejects. If we drop back down to 4181, where we bounced this morning, and then, bounce, or maybe a flush below and then recovery. Maybe in the VIX a flush above that daily and then a recovery. But otherwise, I'm not confident taking any more longs. So now I'm gonna finally take my butt and get something to eat. Just finished making my breakfast and smoothie, and I'm starving, man. I woke up hungry, so I want to get this done quickly. Demand did indeed form here. As far as a retest, this is, let's say, I'm gonna go to the highest one, 0.86. You can see on my cursor. So a 20-cent buffer would be, I guess, 416.02. And it did come within that buffer. So I could have gone in here at a retest. This candle started at 11:45. 11:45. And you can see here, for some reason, I don't know what happened here, but one could have gotten in here anywhere at 30, and it's slowly grinding up, and one could have sold here at 45 and made 15 or 150, depending on how you look at it. So I'm a little annoyed, but I mean, these things always happen when I'm not at the computer. And I'm pretty sure a supply was formed on VIX. Let's see. Yep. So a supply formed in VIX, demand formed on SPY, and we just started grinding down. And if we, instead of choosing the 417 strike, if we instead chose the 416 strike, don't know if I could afford that though. No, no, I could have. I actually have enough in my account. I forget how much I had. Again, if we waited to get in until this candle, 11:45, 11:45 is when this candle. Okay, so that candle started after 11:45. So this dip down here is obviously when this came back down to retest. So this would have been a good spot to get in. 65 would have been beautiful. And then set a sell limit at 105, which it just hit, it looks like, right now. Making 40 bucks for the day. So, yep. What are you gonna do, man? I I had to go get some food, and I don't like trading when I'm not at the computer looking at what's going on. But I did leave before. I remember I was talking about how this was struggling to turn into a demand, and a good time to wait would be after the candle formed, and this is a strong looking demand, and then have it retest. And perfect MK strategy right here would have worked fine. I mean, if you got a nice fat bank account, you go in again 11:45. This was the retest. You go in at, let's say you want to just play it safe. You get in at 770 for 100 options at $7,000, and you set your sell just below the supply. So it might push even higher for all I know. But let's say you don't feel like waiting, and you set your sell at 101. So you got in at 70, and you put your sell at 101. Again, you're selling the full 100 contracts, and you've just made $3,000, and your commission is paid for. I mean, dude. Anyways, I was gonna say something along the lines of how I wish I had a fat account, but it doesn't matter. If I have a small account, I should be able to pull this off with a small account, and maybe not make $3,000, but make $30. And I didn't do it. I wanted a retest, and I didn't really think to put an alert. Actually, I don't know if I left before this candle even closed, though. To be honest, I don't remember. Anyways, I'm starving. I'll come back later. All right, a quick update. Actually, I haven't updated in a while. Last time I mentioned how we created a demand, we retested that demand, and we were working our way up towards previous supply. Well, as you can see, we blasted with great force past that previous supply, reached the ultimate target of 4205, and then overshot it just slightly. In fact, let me zoom this back out. Let me just increase the cell, auto zoom, and remember the megaphone pattern? We're not that far from it. We may chop and then hit there later, but it looks like we came closer on ES. So you can see we came just shy of hitting the top of the megaphone pattern, and this resistance of 4207, and then fell back down a little bit, but now we're just chopping sideways. I think about an hour ago. Oh my god, dude! I mentioned before my loathing of Apple, and even though this is an Apple charger with an Apple plug, it just sometimes will not charge the iPad. It just says not charging. About an hour, I think, ago, some news came out about a bank failure, and I thought that may affect the news came out almost exactly the timing we were reaching the top of the megaphone, but there's no bearish reaction so far. So we may support at this daily, or we may just chop sideways and then continue further later on this afternoon. As Adam Mancini typically says, usually between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. the market's a bit choppy and a bit slow, but so far the biggest rally we've had today occurred between 11:30 and 12:30. Ultimate target for Adam Mancini, I think, is 4222. He did send another tweet. I should read that. I haven't done an update in this tweet. Okay, this one was an hour ago. Today's target hit in ES 4202 was target off 4181 support. We tested 4181, just arrived at 4202, 4212, then 4220, which is heavy resistance. I'm confused about the 4220 because let's look at TradingView since it's a much cleaner chart. If I can get it to come over. Okay, I don't know what's going on. For some reason it won't. Okay. Well, today is a day where I'm getting to really hate computers especially. Okay. So the top of the megaphone on TradingView is closer to 4120. That's probably what's going on. And maybe I have to adjust my megaphone slightly. But it's confluent also. Let's see, hold on. I forgot how to do this on TradingView also. It's confluent also with this trend here, this descending trend from before. That trend goes back to here. Sort of, you know what? I wonder if I should duplicate this trend and bring it up one more. And bring it to this level here. Yeah, that might be the next spot above, but, and I think Adam did mention it. Okay, let's zoom back in. Oh my God, dude, let's do an hour. Okay, so, no, that's not how I'm trying to do that again. I'm trying to zoom in like I do on Thinkorswim, but that's not how we do it. And now it's looking all stretched. I don't know what's going on now. Oh my God. Okay, let's try 15. Okay, that's all right. Everything's kind of screwed up. Okay, what I'm trying to do is to zoom out and show the top of that trend and this. I wish I could just drag everything down. God, blessed, how annoying. Okay. All right, so here's the confluence of top of the megaphone with that pattern I showed before. Adam Mancini thinks if we can break past this, the next level we get to would be... Actually, no, this is his ultimate target right now, 4220. So, that being said, wow, even TradingView is getting on my nerves today. That being said, if okay, you know what, just get away. 4195 or perhaps 4200 might be the support from now, and then we might push higher. I'm just curious to see the option I chose this morning, the original option, which I think was, hold on, I gotta redo all this again. I think it was, let's look. What did I pick this morning? 418. Wow, really that far out? Okay, yeah, this is worthless now. It's been so long. I should have picked a closer strike. I should have picked 417 this morning when I went long and did two options at about 40. That would have taken most of the account, yes, but I could have sold them at 50, 60. Still had enough to get in one more attempt here, but this was the biggest move for the day right here. And 417 is not, we're at the money right now. So, okay, so let's see if we get a retest of either VWAP, where all the SMAs are converging, interestingly, even VWAP right here, that's very interesting. Or we form another demand, if that's possible. We'll form another, looks like we formed one right here, in fact. 50-minute demand, which just was retested. I just realized that now. The retest would have been around $40 here. All right, so we'll see if we get back down here again. Below. And then we'll try another retest. Likely today or tomorrow, it's going to reach 4220 target. Oh, and a quick review of VIX. So, rally from this afternoon. This is not a very clean looking demand, but it is a demand nonetheless. Had we formed a supply here, that would have given me more confidence for a long, but no supply was formed here. But that's mainly because it just shot right back down. So, but I would feel more confident if we can clear this this trend right here and head back down. Anyways, that's the update for now. You want to see something ironic? I don't know what time it was I put my alert at 40, but look, unless this thing got to 41 or what, I don't know, but it just came down to almost my alert and then popped up to 50. Would have been an extra $10 for the day if I had been filled or if I actually put a buy in, but I didn't. VIX is still going down. I just realized something. Hold on. Uh-oh. How did I miss this? Let's see if I'm seeing this correctly. Is it just me or are we forming a triangle on VIX? Let's try. What I love about TradingView is that when you put trends, the trends sort of automatically lock into place where you think they might go, if that makes sense. All right, so if this is a triangle forming on VIX, it's going to break one way or the other. And generally the third test, well, I don't know, this is the second test. Okay, let's see what happens. If it's a triangle on the VIX, there should be a triangle on, doesn't really show. No, I guess there shouldn't be. Doesn't really have to be. I should have put a buy in at 41. This may well be flagging for, yep, there it is, a bigger push higher. Damn it, dude. I have to stop doing just alerts and just go ahead and buy it in. Oh well, if it comes back down as a retest, I'll look into it. But if this was a demand that had formed here, this is the retest and it should be rallying right now. If it keeps chopping sideways, maybe we might pop back up. Hold on, let's wait, hold on. Madane. We're reaching the bottom of the triangle here. Let's see if this breaks out. still find it amazing that there's a bank failure and VIX is still near an all-time low. The market loves to do the exact thing of what you think might happen. Look at this dip down here. I could have got in at 44 or 43. Yeah, my gut tells me this thing is charging up for another run back up, and it's going to hit 4220 target later on today. That being said, I should have gotten in earlier. Or should I even just get in right now? Let's see if it pulls back just a bit more. I'll try and be patient. One more test of this level would be great. There is the risk though, let me go back to VIX and show you something. There is the risk that we don't break through this triangle. There is the risk that we might actually end up bouncing here. That's the concern. My gut tells me that's not going to be the case, but look at that. Another near test. What I wonder is if we'll test this SMA right here again. I'm going to try and be patient and see if it goes down to like the low 40s, maybe 41, 42. We still haven't cleared the bottom of that triangle in VIX yet. There it is, 45, 43. We are rejecting from the bottom of the triangle in VIX. That's what I was afraid of. That's what kept me from getting in earlier. Still, it's possible. This may turn around and then we smack right below it and then it rallies, but I don't know for sure. We could bounce at this SMA as well. We may get as low as 40. So I'm abandoning my own strategy and just trading based on gut here. Back at 40 again. Is it going to hit 39? Still nothing on VIX. There's the bounce. Well, a very weak one. And there's my alert. It finally just hit below 40. VIX is like it's frozen. I see, oh, there it is, yep. Now it's a green candle bouncing up, let me show you, bouncing off the VIX. It would have been ideal if it had fallen below here, but this, I don't know how useful these things are. This indicates that there's selling pressure coming in right now. But there are times where I'll see a red arrow indicating selling pressure, and the green candle just keeps getting greener. It just keeps getting bigger. So I don't know how reliable this indicator is on Thinkorswim. And technically speaking, this looks like a clean supply that's just formed here. It's not a major supply by any means. The major supply has been formed earlier on a 30-minute right here. Actually, let me show you that too. I should draw it since it's basically been the major supply all day. It's very sloppy looking, but it's right here. And I did find it interesting that we formed a supply right after breaking a previous supply. I can't believe this landlord texted me saying that he wants to come by here tomorrow to measure the windows himself. I'm like, dude, I've sent you 3 measurements I've done on my own. You contacted the people who work on the building and they gave you measurements. And a week ago, he was supposed to go and buy new blinds. And now he's going to come here tomorrow himself so that he can personally measure the windows himself. It's just like this guy takes like a month. Imagine he had a landlord and he takes a month to just come by and take pictures. It's just amazing, man. It left up to this guy. I'll get probably new blinds at the end of the year. And I'm at the point where I'm thinking of when I get paid this week, buying the rods and the curtains myself, and then showing him the receipt and saying, hey, this is coming out of your rent. I'm not paying it. I'm not paying this amount. This is what I'm going to pay for rent minus this, because it shouldn't take a landlord 14 months to put blinds up. Simply shouldn't take that long. I mean, maybe I'm being unrealistic, but I don't know. It's ridiculous, man. Well, the good news for the Bulls is that it looks like Fix is turning around. Now I just have a doji instead of the green candle. And now I'm wondering if I should just shut up and go ahead and take this long now, because this demand still is in effect. Hmm. Now we're turning around, yep. Look at that. Could have gotten down here at 30 something and now we're up at 40 something. All right, I'm gonna come back. If it looks like we break the bottom of the triangle, I'll come back. I'm still debating. I want to kind of front run and start trading, take a trade now, in the expectation that we break below the triangle, but part of me thinks that's a foolish move. The smart move is to wait for the break of the triangle, but nothing's guaranteed with the market. Even if we break below the triangle on VIX, there's no reason we might turn around and come right back up. And look, we're all the way, we've already turned back around now. It may be wise for me just to walk away and not trade at all. After 2 days of rallying, this is probably the worst time to trade. Alright, we'll see. Okay, the prophet has just tweeted. Adam Mancini says, my target today was 4202 and ES agrees, basing here for over an hour. Yeah, we're basing just below 4202. Slow reaction before FOMC Wednesday introduces major volatility. Tighten stops. Everything extra from here today is pure bonus. I guess he's basically saying, hey, if you haven't made your profit yet, don't count on making more at this point. Things aren't looking like it's going to be rallying anytime soon. And the belief is that FOMC is going to raise the basis points by 25%. And that might be the last rate hike for the year. I doubt it. I doubt it. And then on Friday, we get jobs reports. So, and yep, look, VIX, it has turned around. That triangle I found is legit. We're coming back up. And see, look, this arrow is swearing that it's going to drop, and it came up. This arrow is now saying it's coming up. So these things are like the Jim Cramer of arrows. So how do I put this? If the VIX wants to go up higher, it's going to have to break through this channel. Then we have the top of the triangle here, and it's possible we may get a rejection here. It's possible, but I don't know. So therefore, we're pushing down even lower. And it's good I didn't go long after all. All right, look, we are now at the top of the triangle, and in the time it took me to just pull up the chart and start the video, we've broken through it. So this is definitely not bullish. This is bearish. And generally, when we break out of a triangle, it's going to be a pretty good move. But again, nothing's guaranteed in the market. So interestingly, like I said before, a supply had formed. This wouldn't really be considered a retest, but had you taken this short and maybe targeted, I don't know, VWAP at the top of that triangle, and you were willing to scalp, because you'll have to scalp. So let's do a hypothetical. We see this supply is being formed. We decided to take this short. We decided to go in the money with a 418 put. So we put in about 100. Let's see, this candle started at 2 o'clock. Wow, it's 2 o'clock already. Okay, we decided to get in here at $115. We get in with 10 options, or screw it, let's say 120. So 10 options at $1,200. And we decided to sell here at VWAP, or the top of that triangle, at 150. So $1,200, and then sell at $1,500 to make 300 bucks. Granted, 300 bucks out of a $1,500 or $1,200 investment doesn't seem like much, but you're getting your money back and you're paying for the commission. So you're going to make a flat $300. It doesn't cost you anything. And mind you, there is a chance it'll drop even further. If bulls can't get this to bounce at VWAP, we may well bounce all the way back down. Fall all the way back down to 4187. At that point, this option should be worth close to $200. So there, instead of a $300 profit, if you held it until longer, you may well be getting like a $1,000 profit, $800 profit. But it looks like the bulls are bouncing at VWAP. But on the VIX point of view, this doesn't look good. But if you were very patient and waited till this candle pulled back to say this trend, this SMA, this is 215. That's when that candle started. 215 here. Wait, I'm so confused. 215. Come on. Where was this pullback? Was it here? I guess this is it, 130. Oh, yeah, so you really have to get in here. This would have been a time to get in, which is risky because the supply hadn't formed yet. So, if this had pulled back more for a nice retest against maybe a rejection here, this would have been a nice entry point. Oh look, my iPad won't charge. Alright, check it out. Just what I said. When a triangle forms, when it breaks, it's going to break with some force. And in this case, instead of breaking down, it braked up, which is bearish. And on SPY, I said if we hypothetically took a put somewhere around this candle here, after seeing this supply form, it would have been risky. Or we're going to try to pull back here, which would have been around 130 here. And seeing if this can break down from VWAP, and there it is. We're falling from VWAP. Oof, there's the sell. And remember I said we'll probably get to about $200 for this option. Now we're at 230. Now we're approaching our starting point for the day. Yep. That would have been a good short. And again, like I said, if you took it short at 130, if you waited for this pullback here at 130 and you got 10 options for 1,300, you would have made $1,000 in less than 10 minutes. Man. Oh, and we've now made it so if I was in a position, you would sell now. This would be a good time to sell now because A, we're approaching our initial start for the day. B, we're approaching the daily on VIX. And yeah, there's no real C. There's just those two reasons, A and B. Now, the demand had formed here and a retest. That was the best rally of the day, the only real good rally, well, other than this morning. And if this candle closes under this demand, then this demand is now nullified. Is it possible we might form another demand later on today? Yes, maybe, but I don't see that happening. But because I said it's not going to happen, will likely happen. So this is why Adam Mancini said tighten stops and get ready, because there's chances are this is going to pull back. And look, beautiful, beautiful reaction. See, you're rejecting right at the daily. I mean, it's not some random spot. I have that daily for a reason. Still, again, it is possible that we might break above that daily and fall even more. I don't know. Maybe so. Yeah, there it is. Maybe some news came out aside from that bank failure, because if anyone knew about that bank failure before the rest of the public, it would have been the market. Chances are something else is going on that's making the market sell. But again, big picture though, I might have to pull out Trading View again. Big picture is, as long as the bulls are above... God, what did I just do? No, just stop. I don't know what's going on here. God, I cannot stand this. It wants to cut. I must have clicked cut on something. Okay. I give up. I'm sorry, guys. This morning Trading View was pissing me off because it was making me want to log in. And I'm like, why do I have to log in? Okay. As long as we're above this section here, broadly speaking, bulls are still in control. Broadly speaking. Still, if this was going to bounce again after a hard sell-off, it's either going to be here, here, or here. But bulls are still in control as long as they're above 4181. I mean immediate control. So yeah. So this could be just a little intraday sell, and we could very well turn around and head right back up by the end of the day. So no options. Let's target 416. Is this the put? 416. This is the call. Okay. I'm looking at VIX and it looks like we're pushing back below that daily. So yes, if we can, here's the ideal scenario for me to take another trade. If we can push below the daily, form, because we have 6 minutes left till this candle closes. If this candle can close below the daily, number one. Number two, we form the start of a supply on VIX. And then ideally, number three, we retest, or preferably on SPY, we form a demand. And that demand needs to be formed above 4185, which was the major supply from Friday. We can form a demand above 4185, then retest that demand. Then we can continue going up and recover from this little drop here. It's a lot of ifs though, so I'll update. All right, see here. Well, I still have a booster on my language lesson, so I don't want to lose it. I wanted to get back in here. I should have, but I wanted to also wait for a demand to be formed. Demand is just formed, but now it looks like it's about to rally. This candle closes in 2 minutes. All I can hope is the next candle will pull back just enough for me to get in, but I should have gotten in here at 30. I'll be 20 bucks in profit right now. So let's see what happens when this next candle forms. I'm going to keep this recording, but I want to see what happens with this candle form. If it pulls back, I'm going to try and get in at 40. In fact, I'm just going to put in a buy-in. You know what? I'm going to be greedy. I'm going to put the buy-in at like 38, 37. I don't know how much it's going to pull back, but we'll see. I'm just going to keep the language lessons going just until then. Four. Five. Oh. Ni san. Yo. Ni. Chi. 7. Nope, it didn't even bother to come back. That's what I was worried about. Didn't even bother to come back. I got maybe 42 here. Alright, so we could try getting in at 50 and see if it pushes a little bit higher. Damn it. We got down to 48. $47. Of course, now it's having trouble going up. Look at that. Man. Looks like I'm going to lose my profits for today. It may well turn around and do what I was hoping it would do and retest and then come back up. I'm trying to be patient and see if we can push a little bit higher, but it's looking not too good. And I don't want to lose. I should have waited for a pullback. Yep, there it is. There's the profit for the day gone. Hoping for a turnaround jump, but I don't see it happening. Because a 50 to 30 drop is pretty bad. A 50 to 40 is not as terrible. But let's see if they can turn it around. And again, I should have followed my own rules. I should have waited for a return back close to support and then went long with a tight stop. So I'm going to risk losing 15. I'm in at 50. Yeah. So I'm going to lose that. That's going to go down to fill. Oh well, what can I do? I had other opportunities to get in, I didn't take them, and there's my loss. So I ended up losing my profits for today and having additional loss on top of that. But let's see how far this drops. Ohio, hi, Hong Nissan. O E Yo Yo G E. Come on, man, focus. Now, what did I sell at? 35? Yeah, we dropped down to 30. Very disappointing. And VIX is definitely going back up. I was hoping, this was the plan, I was hoping the demand would form. We'd form a supply here, but this wasn't a very clean supply. And then this candle was going down. I was hoping we can at least reach back to this triangle, or reach back to a previous supply that had been formed at the very least. But look, I'm telling you, man, it's always a slap in the face. Remember, I got in at 50 and I sold at 35. Look at it now. Look how quickly it's recovering now. Now we're back to 42. At the very least, I could have sold at 41 instead of taking a $15 loss. Made it just 10. And a bigger slap in the face is, if this was more than a $15 loss, even though I got in at 50 and sold at 35, here's the thing. 50 minus 35 is 15, right? I was at 115 before I made that trade. You can't see the amount I have up here. I know, I don't think it shows that, because I don't want this to show my account number, because someone might come in here and steal my $98. But that's what I'm saying is, I went from 115, technically it was 114, and now I'm at 98. I'm just gonna omit the cents from now. So that was a $16 loss. So that's 15 plus the dollar commission. That's the problem. Oh, I predict later on this week we're gonna have a pretty bullish, a bearish, not bullish, bearish response to either FOMC or the jobs report. I was hoping that that response would come at or about the megaphone, but like I said, if you look at ES, we came pretty precariously close to that megaphone and then sold off from here. It doesn't show the same on TradingView. I don't know why the computer puts half the screen on this and half the screen on the other. It's so stupid. My loathing for computers is paramount, man. Okay, 4 hour. Okay, so yeah, so we have this here. I didn't keep this on Thinkorswim though. I'm wondering if I should adjust this megaphone, but I think it's right. I think it's right, and that's why Adam Mancini thinks 4122, 4120 is going to be our ultimate goal. But unfortunately for me, I'm done for the day, and I'm just upset that I like being on a winning streak. It's good, and I'm just pissed off that I took this trade and lost not only the profits I made today, but technically speaking, some of my profits from Friday. And look, we're back at 40 again. It's just an absolute slap in the face. So if I had just waited and just let this go, I don't doubt within the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes, this is going to break up above 50, where I would have gotten my money back, or at the very least started making profits. What I should have done was let this come back down and retest. I say that, but the other problem is, this is the trick. This is why I hate doing demands that form from a drop, because what could be happening is we can have a drop, base, and then a further drop. I much prefer a demand form. Well, this is a drop here too, to be honest. I mean, a demand has to form from a drop. That's just how it works. But a drop this large with a wick this large, I don't know, it just looks worrisome. It's like this candle is being engulfed by this candle. Ideally, I prefer a drop with no wick or a small wick, and then a demand forms. One of the two has a wick, but the other one doesn't. I don't know how to explain it, but those look like nicer demands to me. But yep, here we are. Now we're at 40. But it seems to be chopping around, and this candle is going to close in 5 minutes. Back at 40 again, and there it is. There's the push I was waiting for. I think what bulls would want is to close this candle close to VWAP on ES and above, above this demand. What bears want is to close this candle below this demand. Anyways, I'm getting impatient of waiting. I'm just irritated I lost my profits. I think if I had kept it today, that would have been 3 or 4 days in a row I've gotten profits. You know what the embarrassing thing is? I think I got in right at the height of this candle here. And look, this got even higher than here, but we couldn't get more than 40. This candle started at 3 o'clock. Is that when I got in, at 3 o'clock? Yeah, I got in here. I got in at the peak of this. So I got in at the start of this candle up here. That's what I did. That was my mistake. I should have watched this candle come back down and then maybe gotten in somewhere in here. I hate that case. Let me take care of this and then I'll come back. Alright, I tried to download some documents, but it won't download for whatever reason, so screw it. Alright, check it out. It looks like it was a good thing I exited when I did, or at the very least, I should have waited for a pullback to maybe 40 and exit there. But it's falling down even more. It's no major movements on VIX, but yeah. So, this was a bad trade. This was a mistake. But it's a good thing I got out at least. Otherwise, it would have been another $15 loss at this point. So demand formed, demand was retest, retest failed. So in the grand scheme, I guess we could look at possible a longer period of chop, and if bulls lose, okay, sorry, half the screen is on the other computer again. If bulls lose 3187, that's our first support. We still have 3181. I need to adjust this, hold on. Why did I put this here? Oh, because of this level. Well, obviously I need to adjust this, because this is where it was holding. Okay, as long as the bulls hold this, at least until close, then they're in control. Maybe tomorrow, if this base is a bit longer, we can push further up. But technically speaking, we've been basing between 4181 and other than these two breakouts here, this breakout here, 4181 and 4197 since Friday of last week, so Sunday and today. One can consider this a false breakout, but definitely a supply was formed and then broken. We reached our target of 4205, but it's still possible we might push higher to the megaphone and above. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Okay, I don't know. Bulls are turning it around. VIX is now coming down, and I don't know. I mean, I have 30. I could try one more attempt, but I really don't know. We got around 45 minutes left in the market. Is it possible the bulls might just come out of pocket and just smack this bad boy up higher? I don't think so. Now that I say that, watch, it does actually happen. I'll need this to pull down to 29.28 if I want to get in. Too late. Get this off the screen. VIX is still coming down. All right. Oh, I don't know, man. I feel like trading any more from here is like trying to walk on a muddy embankment. You're just risking a good slip and fall. You know what? Screw it. I shouldn't have traded earlier. I should have held my position earlier this morning. In fact, how much did I miss out on? That was a 418 I took. I forgot what did I get in at. Was it 418 or was it 417? $23 on the 418. So here, yeah, I remember I got in here. Then it fell, and it went up, and I sold at 33. Or actually, it was lower than that. It was 30. I think it was here. And it chopped down, and then it finally came back up. And I could have sold. Well, it really wasn't much of a push. I really can't get pissed at myself. It's not like it went to freaking 300 like the last 2 days. But can the Bulls pull this off? I don't know. I'm not trading, but I just want to see if we can get a late day rally. My mistake though was choosing that strike. I should have chosen a closer strike. The lowest was 417. And when I got in, instead of getting in here, I should have waited for a pullback and got in like at 40, a couple options, and let this thing run. And if I can get it to maybe even 60, then that would have been a $40 profit right here. That would have been good. Damn it. I should have drank this a long time ago. Oh well, I'm gonna have some old warm milk. I shouldn't have had breakfast so late. Anyways, I'll be back when the market closes because this video is gonna get too long. All right, let's quickly wrap this up. So drop, 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 drop. One final push where it went from $6 to $20 and then fallen back down. More importantly, let's look at VIX. This was a sign for me to take this short. I was thinking about taking this long at a possible break of this triangle. Stupid. It would have been much smarter to turn around and take this short because this was a powerful move and then a further powerful move. So far though, bulls have done their job in keeping this, or I don't know if it's the bulls or whatever, of keeping this below this daily so far. So I would think as long as, God, look at this huge gap here, man, with this rally. I would think as long as the bulls can keep it below this, we may have a chance for a further push, maybe tomorrow before FOMC's meeting on Wednesday. And yes, nothing much more to report. This trend, they were able to keep it above that, which is important. This was the rejection on Friday. So all the things that rejected us on Friday, the rejection here, this support we're still keeping for now. For now. But I think bulls will want to keep this and this for any immediate rally in play. Keep this above this and this. And I'm not really being descriptive right now. My brain's turned off and I'm ready to end this video. And I'm still pretty distraught that I lost today. I mean, it wasn't a significant loss, but a loss is a loss to me. And I just should have walked away when I had my profits and just been done with it. Just been done with it. So anyways.